Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas. This is Super Cool Radio. Have a great guest joining me for this episode. She is the lead vocalist and a songwriter for Diamonds and Whiskey. Please welcome from North Carolina, Jennifer Lauren.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. So I wasn't exactly sure. I do you classify Diamonds and Whiskey as like country? Because I know like there's some southern rock influences in there, some blues elements in there as well. What would you classify Diamonds and Whiskey as?
I just call it crazy woman because I don't really know what I want, and so yeah. One day it's country, and the next is straight rock and roll. Sometimes it's blues. There's even a little ragtime on the new record. I don't know. I just write what I want to write, and yeah. I won't say any bad words, like we said, but yeah, I pretty much have given my middle finger to genres, for lack of a better term, because yes, the storytelling makes it country, because all my songs are stories, but otherwise, I just kind of go where the song takes me.
Yeah, for this season, last couple seasons I've kind of focused on rock and metal artists, but this season I'm really trying to branch out, listen to a lot of different music because there's a lot of great music out there, and for Diamonds and Whiskey, it does have like the country elements in there, but there's also some songs that really rock as well.
Yeah, I'm a rocker at heart. I absolutely love rock and roll, so you can really see that in my music. And we have our new single coming out in a few weeks is straight rock and roll. There's nothing country about it, and it kind of went nuts on TikTok. I put up a clip and everybody's losing their mind over it, so I'm really excited to release it and actually put something out for rock radio.
Definitely, I really look forward to hearing the full the clip of the full song of it because I've heard a little bit of it and it does really well.
Oh, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited about it.
For sure. And I know that we had a lot to discuss. And before we really dive into everything, I know, as I said, you are from North Carolina, I believe, born and raised in North Carolina, I believe.
Yep, right here in Burke County, North Carolina. Yes, out in the country.
So what's kind of like the music scene like in North Carolina?
Well, there's tons of famous people from here. So Eric Church grew up down the road. Luke Combs is, 45 minutes away. I was with Luke Combs' mama the other night. That was pretty cool. So there's lots of musicians from here, from Kelly Pickler to Fantasia. I mean, just tons of people from North Carolina. So there's a lot of strong singers, but as far as the music scene goes, Asheville is a really cool town to go out and listen to music. Charlotte, other than the arena and PNC, like the amphitheater, Charlotte's a hard city. Like I lived in Charlotte for a while. The music scene anymore is non-existent. Raleigh's is decent, but yeah, I don't think it's as good as a lot of places like Nashville, for example, or places where people go to actually listen to music. I know when I go to like New Orleans and stuff, people go listen to music. Austin, there's some great cities for music. I don't know. I haven't really experienced that as much in the Carolinas, but there's a ton of talent here.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I know they have the North Carolina Music Awards as well, which I believe you won, I believe, last year, or is it 2020?
Yeah, so the Carolina Music Awards, we won Best Country Band. That was 2019, and then COVID hit, so they didn't have it. But I think this year we're nominated for that again, and Female Vocalist of the Year. But then the Carolina Country Music Awards, we did win Best New Emerging Artist this year, and we won Single of the Year there in 2019. And of course, 2020 was, nothing. But yeah, so a few different awards here in the Carolinas and tons of nominations. So we're pretty proud of that.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. Especially with North Carolina, the musicians from North Carolina. There's definitely there's a lot of competition, but also a lot of high caliber musicians as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I wanted to focus on you because obviously I'm chatting with Jennifer Lawrence from Diamonds and Whiskey. How did you get started as a musician?
Well, my dad played piano, guitar, and banjo, but he lost his right arm the year before I was born, so I didn't really grow up with that. And then he would sit at the piano and play with his left hand. And so when I was like old enough to reach the keys, I could play by ear already really well. So at like 4 years old, I was already playing little ditties back. And then it just started there. And then in church, hymns and gospel music. That's really what I grew up in. I didn't have a TV or radio growing up, so I didn't have the secular music or anything really worldly, if you will, to listen to. So when I got to college, all that kind of just hit me, because I didn't grow up with it. And so I wasn't influenced by rock and roll and all that stuff, when I was young. It was straight up hymns and classical music. And so that's kind of how I got started, though, was in church. And then when I got to high school, I figured out I was a pretty good singer, so I started competing and was the first soprano and won lots of competitions, and classically trained to sing opera. So that's really kind of where I got started there, and I thought that's what I would do. But then life happened when I went to college and went down a totally different path so I could make money, and took me years to get back to it. But that's kind of where I got started. I could sing at a very young age and sing harmony, and things just kind of came to me, I guess. I wish I had a better answer, but that's pretty much it.
For sure, I definitely understand with everything. I know definitely a lot of people, especially some I've interviewed, definitely started church because that's kind of like the first kind of exposure for it. And it's the crowd's always a little bit forgiving, especially when you're first starting out, especially at church. They're not gonna like boo you or heckle you. So.
Right, it's a safe space for most people. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I know I've sung in church before with my family and stuff growing up. So yeah, it's definitely a nice ease into singing and being a musician.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely a good start. And the religion I grew up in, we like I said, didn't have TV or radio, no Christmas trees. Like it was very cut off from the world, if you will, and skirts to my ankle, hair in a bun. Like it was very, very strict. But I'm so grateful for it because I feel like I learned how to do other things. There was no television to like keep me occupied, so I had to be outside all the time. I played sports. I, was always outside working on something, or I was playing piano, one or the other. So it was, good time spent as a kid.
Yeah, definitely didn't. I kind of wish I would have focused more on that when I was younger, with like being outside and enjoying the time and doing other things instead of being on a computer or playing video games. So.
Yeah, it was a good thing. When you're a kid, you don't realize it. When you're older, you look back and you're like, oh, I'm really grateful for that whooping, like that sort of feel. The things we realize were good for us.
Yeah, you don't realize it at the time, but definitely, like looking back, like definitely. I miss being a kid because I had so much more energy, and I was able to do more things without my body like feeling sore or hurt.
Oh, I know. I know exactly what you mean. I'm sleeping in different hotel rooms, or even being on the bus for a couple of weeks. I came back and I was like, oh, my body, like, I have one of those Puffy Lux mattresses, so it's like I was so excited to see my bed. I don't think I got out of it for 2 days. Yeah, it's called being old.
Definitely, for sure. But for you, for Diamonds and Whiskey, how did that come together, and like how did you come up with the name?
Everyone asks me this. People always think there's going to be some profound answer, but I was on a boat drinking, and I just started playing music again, and we were just having some beer and hanging out on Lake Norman here in North Carolina, and they're like, "What are you gonna call your little band?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. It should be indicative of my personality because, well, one of them at least, if not all of them, because there's lots of personalities in here." And so they said, well, sometimes you're like all glammed up and you love makeup, so you're sparkly, and so it should be something shiny. And then other days, I don't know, I'm either fishing or working on a car or outside, I don't know, doing something in the dirt, so I'm two very different people in that way. So my friend was like, diamonds and rust, but that's an old song if you remember. So I didn't want to like go with that. So I looked over and one of the guys was drinking some whiskey, and I was like, Diamonds and Whiskey, and it stuck, and that's where it came from, on a boat drinking. I don't know if I was quite drunk, but I was definitely drinking. So that's where it came from. Nothing crazy, but it very much is me, So people think it's more of a duo, but it's not. Like I just, I don't want to say I don't know who I am, because I actually feel like I do. I'm just a lot of different people.
think it's a good reflection of like yourself, of your personality, but also like the music you have and the style as well. At least there's a story to that. I had one band I interviewed. They got the name from a paper towel company, so at least you had more of a story to it than that.
Well, the only other option was side boob. And I just thought I would make all the guys wear like tank tops so they could show side boob for the show. I thought that would be awesome, but nobody really went with that one. So it was Diamonds and Whiskey.
I think that might be a slightly better choice, but you can have a comedy band called that. I think that would be cool.
Oh, it's gonna happen one day. When I'm old, it is gonna happen. I'm just gonna start this band called Side Boob. Watch it blow up.
I love the idea. I'm all for it. Yeah, I like it. See, like I was talking to one of my friends, and he wanted to start a comedy band just for fun. Like he had a hard rock band, but then he's gonna dress up like for no one would recognize him, and he'd play country music. But he wouldn't tell anyone who he was. He would just show up and play music. And I was like, I like that idea. So I'm all for like that kind of like the genre and style of music, just for the fun of it.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna make this happen.
Definitely should. I 100% support it. But getting on to some serious business for Diamonds and Whiskey, you recently released the music video for Walk Hard, which is a single off the next upcoming album, Blonde Ambition. How was it filming the music video?
It was amazing. It was the first time I had a full production team. Growing Media did this video for us. They were amazing. We went to Illinois and shot it in one day, 4 locations. All these extras came. It was just the most incredible experience. I couldn't believe it. And Angie Wyatt and Rob Reinfuss, I'm not sure I'm saying his last name right, but these 2 people directed and put together this whole thing and produced it. It was just incredible, and the team was awesome. I've never experienced that before. I kind of felt like I'd moved up into a whole new level. And so yeah, Walk Hard, that video was fun. We're actually going to shoot a new one, I think, at the beginning of May, so it's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with them. They're amazing people, but that video was really fun.
I definitely really like how the whole visual effects, the whole visual of the music video. I really liked it, and you said the different locations as well. I really liked the classic car at the end too. All of that, I thought it came together really nice and told a really great story as well.
Yeah, and it's a true story. That's really, while the story of the song tells a different story, I wanted to take it to a different place because Walk Hard has, different meanings for me because I've been through so much in my life. I just feel like I'm walking hard through this life, But I feel like my papa and my dad, my dad passed away not long ago, so I really want to do this in his honor, and my grandfathers, because they raised me that way. I mean, I can drive any piece of heavy equipment. I can back a 40-foot trailer like it's nobody's business. Like I can do anything. I've rebuilt whole houses pretty much single-handedly. Like they taught me that I could do anything I put my mind to, and I think that's why my band is succeeding. So I really wanted to do that video in their honor and give the song dual meaning, if you will.
I think it's a really great way to honor your father and your grandfather. Very well done, and something to be very proud of as well.
Thank you. I am very proud of it. Thank you.
Of course. But yeah, definitely, I'm going to leave a link for that in the description. Make sure to definitely check it out. As I said, it's a really great music video with a very great meaning as well. But as for you, like, what is your writing process? Like, how do you build a song?
Oh, everyone asks me this, and I don't have one at all. I get mad and then I just start saying things. That's how I write a song. Or I'm, thinking about whatever it is, being a badass woman, or I'm sad, or it's always some emotion comes out, and sometimes I just put on like Eminem and I'll just rap over him, and that's kind of how songs come out. I know that's weird. It's not really a process. Sometimes I just sing going down the road and I write a song. To date, every song that I've written, I wrote in less than 5 minutes. That includes every song on Heartbreak Queen and Blonde Ambition. Warrior is the first co-write I've ever had. That's my guitarist, Brandon. He actually wrote the chorus about me. I stand up, stand tall, even when the tears fall, because I push through everything. And so he sent me the chorus, and then I wrote the whole song around it, but I made it about my dad. And so, and our veterans, of course, because I come from a long line of veterans. So Yeah, it just pours out of me. I don't know how to explain it. Yesterday I got in my feels. I've all these fans messaging me their stories now. I don't know if you ever go on our Facebook, but it's a lot of engagement. So it's a lot of people sending me messages. I mean, I got over 5,000 messages on Saturday alone. So yeah, it's insane. And so I personally respond to every single person. So it's just like, I work so hard at it. But when I get these stories, it just rips my heart out sometimes. So yesterday I sat down and wrote a song for a bunch of my fans. Because that's just that's therapy for me. Basically that's it. Songwriting is just therapy and there's no process for it. Lots of things come out in different ways and I just kind of let it flow. I'm going to suck at when I get to Nashville and like sit down with people to actually write, they're going to be like, what is this girl's deal? Because I'm going to have headphones on, like, popping my head, freestyling.
But it's what it's the way you feel. It's the way you write stuff. That it is might not sound like a process, but it is a process for you. It's the way you process things, the way you're able to write
Right.
stuff. So sorry, I'm hitting you with some basic interview questions. I will change it up as we progress through this interview, but
You're fine. It doesn't bother me.
I had to get through the basic part first. I know, as I kind of said in the intro, I mostly focus on rock and metal, so I'm trying to get a little bit different, but also I'm not sure how many my audience and trying to introduce them to you and Diamonds and Whiskey.
I appreciate it. You're great. So I'm actually really enjoying this one.
All right. A question for you. I don't know if you've had this one, but from the interviews I've watched and listened to, I don't think so. But what's been your favorite moment from Diamonds and Whiskey so far?
Oh my gosh, my favorite moment. I have so many good ones.
You can pick a few.
Oh man. Okay, if I could pick a couple, that would be great because
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll try
It's
to
your
limit.
interview. You can bend the rules here.
I will. So my first like major moment where I was so happy. I was out at North Dakota Fest and this big festival, and it's massive. The Course Light stage is huge catwalk, So I'm out on the catwalk and I turn around and I look at my two guitarists and if you could have seen their faces, it was like, because we had not played a stage that big. It was, our first like real major stage, and I could have cried in that moment, like looking at their faces, because I knew in that moment that we all kind of felt like, I think we kind of made it. I mean, we didn't, but we did, in our minds, that was it. And looking at the happiness, I had never seen them like that. It was like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's not really a huge thing, but for me, knowing that their dreams were coming true, it made me so freaking happy. And to this day, it's one of the happiest moments I've ever had. The other time that's extreme, there's lots of memories, but was recent. We just left for tour with David Lee Murphy. And so we were with him for 2 weeks. I don't know if you remember the Dust on the Bottle song. That's David Lee Murphy. He wrote Big Green Tractor, tons of songs. He's just a huge songwriter. But anyway, when we left Nashville, our brand new bus pulled in to pick us up. And it was a surreal moment for me because this Dark Moon, our sponsor, had this custom built. It's so nice. It's bougie. Like everything that I wanted, they did and more to this bus. And from my own custom vanity to, the colors, the lighting, just everything. And I don't know, it was a dream come true. It's a major dream come true. Not many bands get to experience that and hear this brand new bus rolls in and it's all blacked out. It's beautiful, and like I walk in and I'm just like, oh my God, like I needed a moment. I sat in the back and bawled my eyes out because it was like, I think we made it again. I was just like, I think it's happening, but in your mind, it's a moment that you have dreamed about for so long. And all of a sudden you're there, I'm sure artists tell you stories like these, but it's just like, I had to keep pinching myself the whole 2 weeks, and we're gonna hop on the bus again. It's gonna pick me up soon. We're going to the beach. Like I'm just like, I don't have to ride in the floorboard of a Tahoe. I rode in the floorboard of a Tahoe all summer last summer, so that my band, they had seats, because it only seats so many. Like we were so scrunched trying to get to gigs, 26 hours away. Then we get in 10 hours more. Like it was, I can't even tell you what we did to get here. And yeah, so that moment. I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but man, dreams come true. I'm telling you, they really do.
No, I totally understand. It's like the stuff you think, when you first start, it's like out of your reach, it's unattainable, but then like when it actually comes true and actually happens, it is definitely a moment to cherish.
Oh yeah, I will never forget that. I have it on video. My manager videoed it, and I mean, I just lost it. I was like, I just couldn't believe it, because yeah, I just can't believe it. I still can't believe it, to be honest. Lots of big stuff happening though. Dark Moon's an amazing sponsor, and they're doing a lot more for us. So it's yeah, they're a moonshine company. They've got the patent for infusing moonshine with CBD. Oh yeah,
Nice.
it's gonna hit the shelves soon. It's gonna be big. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really really excited. But yeah, there's more big stuff that's coming really soon because of that. So I'll be able to tell more over the summer.
Well, I'm definitely very happy for you guys with everything you guys have been doing lately. And I know there's something actually very cool coming up for you guys. You'll be playing at a music festival in Italy coming up over the summer. How does it feel to like to be performing internationally in Italy?
I'm so excited for that. I haven't been overseas in a long time, so I'm excited to go back. And I was worried that we weren't going to be able to with COVID and everything, but yeah, I got that message from over there, and I was like, yeah, I'm up there. Like, so that's the end of June. We're actually getting ready to book our tickets, and we're getting everything in line. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's supposed to be a really big festival, so we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping to be overseas more because we have a pretty big fan base over in Europe. So
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like a really cool show, and gonna be a really great experience. I hope for you guys as well. Have you performed internationally before?
no, well, I opera, like when I was in, I went to London and Paris when I was 17. I was singing with the college choir, and so I got to go, and that was amazing. But that is the only time I've been over there. So it's been a long. I ain't gonna say how long it's been, but it's been a while. So I'm excited to go back. About 5 years ago.
Sounds good. It's your interview.
Yeah, exactly. It's my world. You're just living in it.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm having a great time, so I don't
I
mind.
hope so.
But also lost my thought. Sorry.
I do that to people. Don't worry.
Well, I try not to since I'm the interviewer, so I try not to do that. But yeah, definitely performing international. I've heard of bands who've had toured in Europe and stuff. It's a lot different. Just the way you have to prepare, and obviously like with equipment and stuff. I've heard bands blowing up amps because it's different wattage and all that
Right.
stuff. So I do hope the best for you guys. Obviously, when you're performing overseas in Italy.
We'll see how it goes. I'll definitely let you know.
Sounds good. Well, if there's any crazy stories, well, yeah, you can share them here on Super Cool Radio.
Love it.
But coming up for you guys is the upcoming album Blonde Ambition. This will be your sophomore album. How will it compare to the debut album Heartbreak Queen?
I think people will recognize that the writing is similar, because they're all stories again from different parts of my life, of course. And the major difference is the production. So if you listen to Walk Hard and then you go back to Heartbreak Queen, you can tell there's massive production differences. And Heartbreak Queen was raw, like me and my guitarist, my drummer, we played that record. I played on my record. With Blonde Ambition, it's incredible studio musicians, Grammy winners, I've went all out on this one. It has cost a fortune, and now I think I'm up to 12 songs on the record, and probably maybe going to add another one. I've kind of taken almost 2 years to do this record, so it's my baby, and I'm really proud of it. And every song is different, but they all are tied together, I guess, by the stories and my voice. So you're going to get traditional country all the way to, like we said, straight up rock and roll to some ragtime. There's actually a remix of Walk Hard I'm working on that's going to have a rap on it. So there's, you're going to get a lot of different stuff on this record. I'm really proud of it. I think it's going to be amazing. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It doesn't, I guess it fits in country because, when I listen to country now, it's all over the place. But yeah, I think people have a hard time putting in a genre.
And I think that's kind of like the cool factor with it is that it can appeal to multiple different people. It's not just country music. It's not just rock and roll. It's a nice mix of a lot of different stuff. And I think it's going to appeal to quite a few different people who might not like listen to country, but like I can get down with this kind of thing.
Exactly. And if you listen to like Miranda Lambert's new record, Wild Card, I mean, there's tons of stuff on there that's different, and I think over time you have to branch out. People fuss, oh, country's not country anymore. Well, I mean, if we all listen to the same 3 or 4 chords over and over and over and over and over that play the same way, it's just not, those songs won't have the same meaning anymore. That's classic country, and I love it, but everything can't stay the same. It just can't.
Definitely, I think it's also like the evolution of things. It's like years go by, many things our society has changed. From Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings to nowadays, like so much stuff has changed that it has to evolve.
It has to, exactly. And with the new technology and everything else, people finding different ways to do things. I don't know. I love it. I think if a song is good, it's good. That's the way I judge it. I don't judge it by what genre it's in because I listen to everything. If it's a good song, it's a good song. And I think most people feel that. Some people don't want to admit it because they want to be stuck in whatever. But everybody just loves a good song at the end of the day.
100% agree with that. And my goal for this year is I'm trying to listen to just stuff that I normally won't. If you asked me a few years ago, would you listen to this? I probably would say no. So this year I'm really trying to make an effort to really listen and enjoy music from a bunch of different genres, nationally, internationally, everywhere. So that's my goals for this year.
That's awesome. Good for you, though.
But since I'm talking about my goals, so what are the goals for Diamonds and Whiskey for 2022?
2022. Maybe make some money for once. No, I'm kidding.
I'm with
that'd
you on
be
that.
great. Maybe if I didn't have to bleed money. No, we're about there. I'm telling you. Every year I've tried to step it up. We've never played bars or I think we played one bar gig way back in the day, but we've really tried to come out swinging at festivals, which meant that I had to play for free, and get our name out and do. I always paid my band, but I really took a different approach and worked my day job hard and really put us out there, marketed a lot on social media with money. I tried really hard to do some different things because I'm a mom. I don't want to be out in the middle of the night, So now every year we've stepped it up and stepped it up and stepped it up. So this year, not just one major, we're playing 4 majors, and we're getting to play with all these massive artists. And then now we are doing bigger venues and bigger festivals along with that and traveling obviously internationally. So for this year, I just wanted to put the record out, concentrate on getting some radio play, some legit radio play, which, and country music still really matters. So this year, yeah, it's just more about moving us on up into the next tier, because it's kind of like you start and then you just keep notching up. I don't have specific goals for us, other than to have a damn good time. So that's my goal, is to enjoy every moment of this. And I joke about money. I don't care about money. If I cared about money, I wouldn't be here doing this because I would just work my day job and go home. I love the fact that we're getting to experience things that you only get to experience if you chase your dreams hard. And not everybody can do that. That's what makes it special, right? So I just wake up every day and thank God that that I'm making it happen somehow, and I got this amazing team around me helping me.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen, just kind of looking back at everything for the last couple of years, definitely your progress, with Diamonds and Whiskey, and just you guys are every year you guys are just stepping it up. You're doing obviously bigger festivals. You're playing, getting more reach with everything as well. Producing really great music videos, all that stuff. So I can definitely see the progress you guys have been making.
Thank you. I've been working really hard, and now I have my core band. I didn't always have them, but now I've got the right guys. It takes time to build that, and now my manager, I'm best manager in the world, and now with the sponsor, and there's a label deal supposed to be coming at some point. So there's a lot happening, and it's just kind of, I don't know. It takes a village. I'm so blessed. Kissed a lot of frogs, but I think I found my Prince Charmings, if you will. So.
I like the way you said that. I haven't heard someone say that, but I definitely, I agree. It makes a lot of sense. I really appreciate you channeling me. If anyone's interested, where can they find Diamonds and Whiskey online?
Well, you can just Google Diamonds and Whiskey, two of our favorite things. And we're on Spotify and iTunes and every other music platform that you could possibly listen to. Whatever your poison is, you pick it, we're there. Diamonds and Whiskey, all spelled out on Facebook. Diamonds and Whiskey Official on Instagram. And Diamonds Whiskey on Twitter. We can't have the "and" there because they're controlling, I guess. I don't know. So we don't tweet as much as we do the other things. But yeah, and TikTok. We just got started on the Tickety Talk. So I'm working on that one. I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, just any old place. And make sure you check out diamondswhiskeyband.com because that's where all our tour dates are.
Definitely. I'm going to drop some links in the description. Please check out Stream Support. Give a like to Diamonds Whiskey. Check out the latest music video, Walk Hard. All that great stuff will be in the description. Jennifer, I had a really great time chatting with you. I really appreciate it. It was a very fun time.
Oh, man, I love this. This was awesome. You have great questions. Definitely one of the best ones I've had in a while. Thank you very much.
Okay. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the kind words. Really makes my day. I'm glad I was able to do this. I drank some hot tea and had some cough drops, so I'm good.
I'm so proud of you. Work it out. The show must go on. That's what I say.
Exactly. Even for podcasting, you can't stop.
Absolutely. Nope.
For Jennifer Lawrence of Diamonds and Whiskey, I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. Stay frosty.